Life as a boxer to get to this point. I'm the #1 challenger, mandatory challenger. He said, I'll never get this slot again. I'll fight and I'll still beat him. No matter how I feel on the night, I won't feel like this because that ring's my home, he said, and I'm comfortable in there. So we took that and ran with it. And the rest is history.
And he's talking about an exhibition. What is an exhibition? Does that mean we go in there and we just take our time and we have a little agreement in the background and we say, let's just have a nice steady one?
The boxing world has another rivalry to talk about, and this one has exploded without either man throwing a punch. Cameras were rolling inside the studio when Carl Froch and John Fury finally came face to face for the first time, and it took only seconds for the atmosphere to become tense. There was no polite introduction, no attempt to ease into the conversation. Instead,
I'm not an actor. I'm not a gentleman or I'd be in relation to gentry round here or in England, but I'm not. I'm just a...
It was old-school confrontation from the very beginning as two outspoken personalities refused to give an inch. From the opening exchange, it became obvious why so many fans had been waiting for this meeting. Froch wasted no time questioning John Fury's reputation, suggesting that genuine boxing skill will always overcome intimidation and brute force. Rather than getting
You wasn't just do it, because you're not just going to get in there and just hold and headbutt and thing in and win.
Drawn into a shouting match immediately, the former world champion focused on reminding everyone of the difference between years spent competing at the highest level and simply relying on physical presence. John Fury, however, had no intention of backing down. True to his reputation, he embraced the confrontation and described himself as an old-school fighter who lives by a completely different code.
Finally, just to finish, I can't come on here and not mention Big John Fury, the fighting man. He's gone quiet again. He talks the good one, doesn't he? Talks the absolute gobshite out of himself. Doesn't fucking stop going on and on and on and on and on and fighting man. He doesn't shut up, punching walls. And then it gets put onto him. John, what we're doing? Are we fighting? I think DAZN's been onto him. I think Misfits have been onto him. Calisal and the promoter.
Than today's generation. He mocked the rise of social media personalities and YouTube boxing, insisting that real fighting has nothing to do with online popularity or carefully scripted promotions. His confidence never wavered as he leaned into the image that has made him one of boxing's most recognizable personalities outside the ring.
Every man what's done that and done me in person is in a bad way today. Every man. Outside, I'm an animal. I'm telling you now, people who know me of the past, they're all dead who know me. Who could say he can fight? Outside he's an animal. They're all dead and gone. I'm from old school. I'm from the 70s, 80s and 90s when men was men. We didn't talk down YouTube. So men made videos. We fought. And you see that, the pussies, man. Pussies. You think some 12-stone man can beat me a fighting right for that window like an aeroplane? Like a paper aeroplane.
The verbal battle quickly escalated when Carl Froch attached a label that immediately grabbed everyone's attention. He described John Fury as nothing more than a bully. It wasn't a casual insult. It was a direct challenge to the image Fury has built over the years. Froch then reminded viewers of one of the defining moments of his own career, bringing up his devastating knockout victory.
Only 10 years younger than Big John Fury. I know he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit older. I don't want to give him any stick, but he looks He's 10 years older than me, 60-year-old man. I'm pressing on for 50. So, is it a fair fight? I think we both know it isn't, but he's called
over George Groves. The message was obvious. When Froch believes someone needs putting in their place, he has built a career probing exactly what happens. John Fury answered in the only way he knows how, with even bigger claims. Proudly mentioning his massive frame, tipping the scales at around 20 stone, he insisted that size alone would overwhelm almost anyone. He even joked that taking on one opponent wouldn't be enough and suggested he...
Time's running out for you boys. I'm going to bump into you. And when I do, here's a statement. I'm going to do the two of you on the same night. You can two me. You two shithouses can try and two me. I'll batter the shit out of the two of you. But I'm telling you now, it's at your fucking peril, boys. It's at your fucking peril. And if I've got to go back to jail for you two shithouses, you fucking fugazis, fakes, I don't mind doing it. But believe me, look here, running, training, 20 stone 9 pound. I'll fucking chew yous up and spit yous out. There's men taking juice to be as big as the...
He could deal with two people at the same time. His comments carried the same fearless attitude that has made him both admired and criticized throughout the boxing world. Even discussions about possible legal consequences did little to soften his language. Fury wanted everyone watching to know that he viewed himself as an unstoppable force. While the confrontation itself generated headlines, respected voices from across boxing quickly began offering their opinions. Former world champion
Equivocally, that he would smash John Fury to pieces should the event actually happen. Again, you're looking at a former world champion in Carl Froch. You're looking at a former he's a Hall of Famer, Carl Froch. You don't get into the Hall of Fame, the International Boxing Hall of Fame, without having been pretty damn decent in your own professional career.
Champion Duke McKenzie reminded everyone that Carl Froch isn't simply another retired boxer looking for attention. Froch is a Hall of Fame caliber fighter who reached the very top of the sport by defeating elite opposition over many years. McKenzie argued that experience of that level cannot simply disappear with age. According to him, Froch still possesses the timing, composure, and punching power capable of making life extremely uncomfortable for anyone foolish enough to underestimate him.
John Fury, Carl Froch, where does it go for you? Where do you put your money on?
I would never back against Carl Froch on the cobbles. Ever. But John Fury's a big old lump. There'll be some illegal moves in there. Do you know what I mean? But if they ever get close, Carl will be swinging. Do you know what I mean?
Promoter Eddie Hearn also weighed in and made his position clear. Although he admitted a street fight between two men like Froch and Fury could become chaotic, he still refused to bet against the former super middleweight champion. Hearn joked about John Fury's enormous size, but stressed that boxing intelligence often defeats raw aggression. His opinion carried weight because it wasn't coming from someone directly involved in either man's camp.
John's done his job, got people talking, so regardless. And I'm quite sure I'll be interested to see what Froch on Fighting has to say about this. I'm sure he's going to absolutely dig him out because of what he did or didn't do.
Who would you back?
Carl's a nutter. I'm backing Carl, man. Are you mad? Carl's not right. So, and I like Carl.
John, we appreciate it.
I like John too, but I like Carl.
Instead, it reflected the respect Froch continues to command throughout the industry. Johnny Nelson echoed similar thoughts. Known for speaking honestly regardless of who is involved, Nelson admitted that Carl Froch is a little crazy in the best possible way. That willingness to embrace difficult situations had been one of Froch's defining qualities throughout his championship career. Nelson acknowledged that John Fury certainly knows how to attract attention, but when forced to choose a side, he backed Froch without hesitation. John Fury, meanwhile, showed absolutely no interest in changing his message. Repeating many of his earlier statements, he insisted once again that he is an old-school animal who refuses to be intimidated by anyone, especially smaller opponents. To Fury, the criticism simply fueled his determination. Whether supporters believed every word or dismissed it as typical bravado, one thing remained obvious: he genuinely wanted people talking about this potential fight. Carl Froch approached the situation very differently. Rather than relying on dramatic threats, he focused on confidence built through years of competition.
You've got to do a job on them. You've got to show me, like I said, that you can even stay on your feet for 3 minutes or 2-minute rounds, whatever it is. Because I don't think you can.
His challenge wasn't about shouting louder than his opponent. Instead, Froch questioned whether John Fury could even remain standing if the two ever shared a ring. That level of confidence comes from someone who has spent decades facing elite punchers under the brightest lights in boxing. Recent training footage only strengthened that impression. Froch appeared lean, focused, and in excellent condition despite approaching 50 years of age. Rather than discussing what he might...
9 pound! I'll fucking chew yous up and spit yous out. There's men taking juice to be as big as John Fury. I just eat beef steak and stew. And eat worms. Eat worms for my breakfast. Like you, the worm Froch, who shit yourself. Plenty to say now, you fugazi. You pussy. I'll fix you when I see you, mate. I'll batter you into oblivion. And your fat fucking ugly mate with you. You camera-headed cunt Joe Egan pal.
He was busy preparing as though a fight could happen tomorrow. His sharp movement and disciplined workout suggested someone still taking his craft seriously long after retirement. The contrast between both men became impossible to ignore. While John Fury continued speaking about prison, toughness, and physical intimidation, Froch simply kept training.
He's always defending his kids, yeah. Point number one, yeah. John Fury should fight that Irish guy. What's the other traveller guy who keeps calling him out in London? I forgot his, Joey Egan. That fight should happen, yeah. You know, stop going around and headbutting young boys. He should
relied heavily on words. The other relied on visible preparation. Whether intentional or not, that difference shaped much of the public conversation surrounding this rivalry. Some observers even questioned whether John Fury should be pursuing other unfinished business before targeting someone with Froch's accomplishments. Suggestions emerged.
The reason that I like that little bit of beef, right? One is because I'm not involved. And two, because Carl's not the kind of geezer who you can start saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And if I see you, because you can say that to me, I'm a wet lettuce. You can't say that to Carl Froch because he'll stick.
That Fury had more realistic challenges available instead of immediately calling out one of Britain's most accomplished modern champions. Those comments only added fuel to the debate over whether Fury was chasing headlines or genuinely believed he could win. Eddie Hearn expanded on that point by explaining that certain fighters possess an edge that never truly disappears.
He called me a fake and a fraud, fake hard man. I will show him how much of a fake hard man I am. He's the one that's shying away from the fight.
Some people can be intimidated, while others become even more dangerous when challenged. According to Hearn, Froch firmly belongs in this second category. That wasn't promotional hype, but rather recognition earned through years of watching Froch compete against the world's best. Elsewhere, criticism aimed at John Fury continued growing.
I watched Carl Froch getting knocked down by George Groves. He was gone. Carl Froch has an incredible will to win. The fights that he's had with the great champions. And he's come out of the sport intact. For John Fury to be calling out Carl Froch on his opinion, because Carl Froch is entitled to give his opinion in boxing. If you can't have freedom of speech, what was the point of these men and women dying in the world wars, giving their lives in vain?
What do you think would actually happen if John Fury and Carl Froch, as he is,
Carl Froch could stand there and say to John, I'll give you 2 free shots, John. Hit me with your right hand and hit me with your left.
Believed he had developed a reputation for talking about fights more often than actually entering the ring himself. That narrative naturally benefited Froch, whose public image centered around disciplined preparation rather than endless call-outs. One particularly blunt assessment described the matchup as completely one-sided, comparing a Hall of Fame boxer with countless rounds against...
And everybody knows Froch is a tough guy. And if Froch turns up, even though he's an old man now, he's nearly as old as me. No, he's not. He's quite younger than me, actually, Carl Froch. I'm 63. Anyway, but, you know, listen, even Carl Froch, at the age that he is at, would still be enough for John Fury. Now, all of these guys that are on calling out boxers, I don't really blame them because they're getting
world champions to someone whose reputation largely exists outside professional competition led several analysts to conclude that Froch would simply be too skilled. Their confidence wasn't based on personality. It was based on proven accomplishments inside the ropes. Duke McKenzie reinforced that opinion by pointing toward Froch's legendary punching power. Fighters with that kind of knockout ability rarely lose it entirely. Timing may slow slightly, but genuine power remains. Once again, the George Groves knockout became the perfect example. One perfectly timed.
Is a fighter to the core. So is John Fury. Listen, it's fun, it's banter, it's entertainment. Carl said to me afterwards, hey, it's all good fun, isn't it?
If they fought, who would win?
I mean, I don't think I would go against Carl Froch ever anyway.
Okay.
In a normal fight. I mean, obviously it's a long time since he's retired, but Carl Froch is a very, very, very top fighter.
That switch over there as well.
And John Fury's a big guy, right? And he's
the unbelievable fight.
The punch changed everything. McKenzie believed that even a slightly older version of Carl Froch would still carry enough power to trouble John Fury. Broadcaster Adam Smith attempted to bring balance to the discussion by reminding fans that much of the rivalry exists for entertainment. Still, when directly asked who he would favor, Smith admitted he would never willingly test himself against Carl Froch under normal circumstances. While acknowledging Fury's toughness and physical size, Smith emphasized that decades of elite boxing instincts often overcome advantages in weight alone.
John talked himself into a situation where what if Calais says, well, I'll give you X, Y, Z to fight Carl Froch. So I gather the last amount was 2.5 million. And I'm thinking, and Carl's like, and the thing is, I spoke to Carl last week at the Ricky thing, and he said, you know what, Johnny? He said, my man's priced himself out of it. You know, if we say, yeah, it'll be all right, give me 5 million. All right, give me 10 million. He's priced himself out of it. I like John. I get John. I like Carl. Carl's my boy. I respect him. It won't happen. It's just, I know it's bad, but it's fun watching these guys wind each other up.
Johnny Nelson later revealed another interesting detail that sparked fresh discussion. According to Nelson, once serious money entered conversations surrounding the fight, John Fury's demands reportedly became much larger. Critics argued that those financial expectations made the contest increasingly difficult to arrange. Whether intentional or not, it created the impression that one man was training while the other was negotiating. Former fighter Spencer Oliver also leaned toward Froch. He pointed to the impressive condition Froch still maintains well into his late 40s, and argued that dedication like that doesn't happen by accident. Oliver also noted that John Fury appeared eager to challenge multiple well-known names, including...
So, John Fury, Carl Froch, who wins that one?
Difficult one to call, that.
Really?
You got to go with the Cobra. You got to go with the Cobra, mate.
Really?
The Cobra's dangerous. He's still in shape. 48 years of age.
John's standing over there behind you.
You got to go with John Fury. Yeah, no, it kicked off a little bit. But it wasn't only Carl Froch that he went into either, did he? He actually went into Lennox Lewis as well. He started steaming into Lennox Lewis a little bit, and I go, whoa, who wins that?
Lennox Lewis, raising questions about whether Fury was simply throwing out challenges in every direction. Journalist Gareth A. Davies offered another perspective, suggesting pride plays a huge role in motivating John Fury. According to Davies, Fury struggles to ignore criticism and feels compelled to answer anyone who questions him. Froch, by comparison, appeared emotionally detached from the insults. His response was simple: continue training and let preparation do the talking. As the debate continues, fans remain split. Supporters of John Fury believe his toughness, fearlessness, and intimidating personality make him dangerous regardless of boxing credentials. Froch supporters point toward years of championship experience, proven knockout power, and a work ethic that remains visible long after retirement. What nobody can deny is that this face-off delivered exactly what boxing fans wanted. Two outspoken personalities.
What John does, he's very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him, right, literally face to face, and I said, well, you know, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any man on.
Yeah.
You know the comments.
Yeah.
My guy came.
Two completely different mentalities, and one rivalry that continues to generate conversation every time either man speaks. If this contest ever becomes reality, it won't simply be a battle of size versus skill. It will represent two opposing philosophies. One side believes intimidation wins fights. The other believes preparation and experience always prevail. So now the question belongs to the fans. Who would you trust if these two actually stepped into the ring? Carl Froch, the former world champion still putting in serious work inside the gym? Or John Fury, the larger-than-life personality whose confidence never seems to fade regardless of the opponent standing in front of him? Share your prediction in the comments below. Who wins this clash if it finally happens? And if you enjoy breaking boxing stories, heated rivalries, and the biggest opinions from around the sport, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in this unforgettable showdown.